Thank you very much. First, I want to say thank you very much for being here. And before I begin, I'd like to say thank you very much to the Patriot Guard for being here. And also, let's have a round of applause for the 399th Army Band. As well as our Honor Guard, which with representatives from the 1st Engineer Brigade, the 303rd Field Hospital, the St. Peter's Police Honor Guard, and the 345th RCS. Good morning. I would like to thank Mayor Pagano, the City Council of St. Peter's, state representatives, my fellow veterans, my wife Jessica, and my children. But most importantly, I would like to thank those Gold Star families. It is your sacrifice that is hardest to bear. I would also like to thank the Veterans Memorial Commission for privileging me with this honor to address you today at this sacred place where we honor our fallen. I, like many of you, have known friends and teammates whose names are now carved in granite after making their final sacrifice. Their names and faces are carved in our hearts as well. There were 2,456 U.S. military service members that died in Afghanistan. Another 7,057 died in Iraq. Yet another 30,000 veterans plus have died in suicide since the beginning of the War on Terror. Vietnam, Korea, World War I, World War II, and so on. We have lost so many during and after. They all deserve our recognition. A service member who, due to their bravery garnered through life-threatening injuries, contamination, or traumatic mental scars, to me is no less deserving of a Gold Star than someone who died in action. We can talk about the rights and wrongs of what we as a nation should have done, whether you agree or disagree with why we were in a particular war or not. A soldier does not choose their wars, nor their battles. Our military serves still under the concept of e pluribus unum, our nation's original motto. Together, we are one. Not just members of each branch, but all members and all branches together, serving a common interest of our nation's people under the guidance of our Constitution. These people who we have lost, we do not deserve their sacrifice. While they suffered their final moments, sometimes we here at home squabbled over politics, yet they served, even if they were the ones affected personally by arguments in the halls of power or the steps of government buildings. Regardless, they answered the call and gave up their lives, along with their dreams, aspirations, and families. This day is sometimes used to honor their sacrifice and is sometimes used to glorify it. I don't think glory is something we should try to drape the loss of our brothers and sisters in. While many would prefer them to stay faceless symbols draped in our nation's flag, we should recognize that they were people. We often forget that those whom we are honoring are not a monolith. As we are, they did not look, act, or believe alike. They came to serve for many reasons and from all walks of life. They represented all ethnic groups, colors, nationalities, sexual orientations, political philosophies, genders, and religions, sometimes overcoming prejudice to do so. They served and represented our nation, our broad spectrum of who we are as a people, as one people. We want to remember them for being the human beings they were, brought together in sacrifice and in service, for being the moms, dads, sons or daughters, siblings, battle buddies or leaders, for being the ones that always were there for us, or the ones that looked out for us when we needed it. Or maybe the funny guy that did the stupid things to make us laugh when life seemed bleak, or the non-commissioned officer that squared us away. I've heard that the only real way to apologize for doing something wrong is change behavior. All too often, this comes from my wife, Jessica. In the same way, perhaps the only real way to honor all who have sacrificed themselves for us and our families is to live up to the ideals of the great experiment of a nation And remember that regardless of who we are as individuals, together we are one. In saying this, let's listen a little better, tolerate differences a little bit more, be a little kinder and a little more accepting, and join together with those, even if you don't agree, on doing the tiny things that make a community better. And someplace that, if these fallen had magically come home to, would be happy to call home. That would be the honor they would most want. E pluribus unum. Together we are one. And as one, we want to say thank you.